You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening. I'm Natalie Grant. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, firefighters are still on scene in downtown Virginia hours after raging flames tore through a building and collapsed its roof. The fire started around 11 o'clock this morning near 3rd Avenue and Chestnut Street. Earlier today, you could see flames coming from the roof. A downstairs jewelry store and other nearby businesses were evacuated. Now, luckily tonight, nobody was inside a second floor apartment and no one has been hurt. Tonight, crews are still trying to find out what caused that fire. CBS 3's Abigail Smith has been on scene for us all afternoon. Abby, what can you tell us?
Behind me here, you can see that things have calmed down quite a bit since it began, but firefighters are still on scene. They still have the street closed off to further assess damage and potential causes of the fire. Fire Chief Alan Lewis of Virginia's Fire Department said upon arrival, they found dense smoke pushing through the second floor. The smoke and fire expanded rapidly. First responders had to evacuate the building for their interior attack right before the roof collapsed. No one was hurt and everyone was evacuated by then. The business downstairs was owned by a family, and the owner's daughter described what happened moments after they heard a loud pop.
Said they heard a boom.
We saw some people go in there,
and then smoke started coming into my mom's business, and then some guy ran in to get them and tell them that the building was on fire.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, the cause of the fire is still under investigation, and they are continuing to assess the scene. For now, fire crews are still cleaning up and still investigating. We'll update you when we learn more.
All right, thanks, Abby. Tonight, we're hearing from the man who lost his wife, daughter, and niece in an Ashland house fire earlier this week. The fire broke out around 9:30 a.m. on Monday morning. 36-year-old Jordan Chowning, 14-year-old Alyssa Chowning, and 17-year-old Michelle Hathaway were all inside the house at the time. Their bodies were eventually found on the second floor. 3 others reportedly made it out safe. In an emotional video shared on the GoFundMe page, Dwayne Chowning thanked people who have reached out and supported the family. He says coping with their loss has been difficult.
I don't know why I'm still here. I should be with them. I wish I was with them. I really do.
There's a visitation planned for the family and friends next Wednesday. The funerals are set to take place on Thursday. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. A recently created GoFundMe page revealed that another family was also living in the house at the time of the fire. Angela Morales, Mitchell Johnson, and their 2 boys are now without a home and living out of hotels. They were close friends with the Chownings. The page has now been set up to help them get back on their feet. We'll have a link on our website on how you can donate. More wildfires are popping up in the Boundary Waters, and drought conditions keep getting worse. There are now 4 wildfires in the BWCA. The Delta Fire is the largest, burning about 62 acres south of Snowbank Lake. The House of Fire, originally reported about a month ago, has also flared back up, also burning about 10 acres. And both the Ashtray and Picket fires are impacting about an acre. The fires have also caused some lakes, campsites, and portages to close. Here's a live look at, at some aerial shots of the Delta Fire, which has grown since they were taken. All the fire activity and not much rain has left Forest Service officials considering a potential ban on the fires in the BWCA. CBS 3 meteorologist Alexander Libby is here to explain to us how these fire restrictions will affect many campers in the Boundary Waters. Alexander, what did you learn today?
Well, I spoke with a guide up in the BWCA who's been bringing people out for the last 6 summers. He says fire restrictions are actually pretty common up there. Craig Best, a guide from Moose Tracks Adventures in Ely, he says he is not surprised that the U.S. Forest Service is implementing fire restrictions because conditions are just so dry. Best says not being able to have a campfire might be annoying to some, but he doesn't think it'll drive away his customers.
I think people enjoy it enough and are excited enough, they put enough planning and effort into it that they're going to go through with their trip anyway, whether they're up there to fish or sightsee, travel. I mean, it wouldn't be enough to deter me, that's for sure.
Best says the fires that are burning now were caused by lightning, and he's happy to see campers have been pretty responsible with their fires so far this year. So coming up tonight at 6, I spoke with both Best and a U.S. Forest official who says what these fire bans mean and how they affect the campers up in the Boundary Waters.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely keep everyone updated on those conditions throughout the weekend right here on Live Local CBS 3. But for now, Alexander Libby in the studio for us tonight. Thanks, Alex. Well, restaurant owners are hoping for federal COVID relief funds will now have to look somewhere else. Federal funding for restaurants has come to an end after running out of money. The fund was set up to help struggling restaurant owners who were among the hardest hit by the pandemic restrictions. The program launched in May with $28.6 billion. The White House says more than 180,000 applications were submitted in the first few days. Applicants are now receiving emails saying the Small Business Administration's fund does not have the money to meet all of the demand. Minneapolis city leaders are planning to review the police pursuit policy that comes as a chase ended with an officer hitting and killing an innocent motorist. Mayor Jacob Fry called the crash that killed 40-year-old Lethal Frazier early Tuesday a horrific tragedy. Frazier was an uncle of Daniela Frazier, the teenager who captured the cell phone video of George Floyd's death back in May of 2020 as he was being arrested by Minneapolis police. Fry said the pursuit policy would be evaluated even as State Patrol and the department investigate the crash. The University of Wisconsin system is trying again to find a new president, this time with a larger, more diverse search committee. Today's announcement comes after last year's failed search was widely criticized for not including faculty, staff, and students, and only consisting of 9 people. The committee is now made up of 19 people who represent all levels of the university, from students to regents. The university is trying to replace former President Ray Cross, who retired a year ago. Former Governor Tommy Thompson has now been serving as interim president. They are hoping to have finalists by this fall. 2 beaches in Ashland are now back open after high levels of bacteria forced them to close earlier this week. Thursday, the Ashland Daily Press reported both beaches at Mulaski Park and the Crasier Park Beach are shut down. There are also an advisory posted at Bayview Park Beach. City leaders say bird droppings and manure from nearby farms running into the lake were likely to blame. They added the Ashland wastewater treatment facility hasn't had an overflow since last year, and human waste is not a factor. But according to the Ashland Parks and Rec Department today, all beaches were back open for the weekend. Dave joins us now for a quick look at that weather. Another chilly morning out there today for those who had their windows open. I'm sure it was pretty chilly in there.
Yeah, not as many towns dipped into the 30s this morning because we are trying to warm up, but a few did, and a few more records were set. And we'll talk about those, frankly, at 6 o'clock. But right now we will show the regional temperatures that folks woke up to this morning. In Hibbing was at 36, 37 for Silver Bay, Ashland and Ironwood 37 degrees. Big Fork at 39 was on the cooler side as well, but we are warming up for the weekend. So we take a look at the big picture here. High pressure continues in control of our area, bringing in sunshine. Of course, since it came from Canada, initially it brought cool air with it, but its reverse flow will start pulling up warmer air for indeed the weekend. And I think we're going to get into the lower 80s for a lot of towns, especially away from the lake, and it will be dry until Monday. Then we get a chance from that low pressure system off towards the west for a little bit of rain, but not tonight or tomorrow. Tonight, 53 and partly cloudy for the Twin Ports at least, and it will top out around 80 tomorrow over the hill in Duluth. How much warmer will we get as the next week unfolds, or will we cool down again? Well, I'll show you the 7-day forecast, and we'll take a look at those temperature trends together.
All right, thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, the St. Louis County Depot is hosting its first annual coffee festival tomorrow. Details as we take you around the Northland, city by city.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
Looking for a new garage? Maybe a home or cabin shell? Call Economy Garages to make your visions a reality. With over 40 years experience and over 9,000 buildings built for your friends and neighbors, you can trust us to get the job done right.
Call Economy Garages when you want it done right.
We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Holden Insurance Agency if auto owners make sense for you.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book. And as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's annuity do's and don'ts for baby boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-816-8219. That's 800-816-8219.
So I've heard that even if I get vaccinated, I can still get COVID, which is still a concern of mine.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing to understand is what the vaccine really does isn't so much it can protect you from getting COVID and it decreases the chance you'll actually get ill. Its main strength is you're almost certainly not going to end up in the hospital or have severe disease or have some of these long-term complications from COVID. The vaccine turns COVID into just basically a cold or a minor flu.
Right, okay.
This show is about connection. Not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are going to get in the way of that.
The Kelly Clarkson Show on CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here is a live look from Two Harbors tonight, where many communities, Two Harbors is celebrating this weekend. A little bit later in the show, we'll hear from organizers about how meaningful Heritage Days is to them. Dave will be in with your full weekend forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look around the region. The community of Floodwood is kicking off Catfish Days, and it's Bay Days in Silver Bay. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We're starting in Duluth tonight, where tomorrow the Depot will be hosting a special event. It's their first annual Bienvenue Coffee Fest. It will be running all day tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Not only will there be lots of food and beverages to sample, there will also be an array of art and other handcrafted goods. Galleries in the Depot will be open, and there will even be some live music. Bienvenue means welcome in French, and all are welcome to the all-day event. We'll have more information on tomorrow's event on our website. Next, we're heading over to Floodwood, Minnesota, where the community is hosting their annual celebration this weekend. Catfish Day is kicked off this morning with the start of the Catfish Contest. The contest runs all weekend, and prizes will be awarded for the biggest fish and biggest streaker. The 3-day event runs through Sunday and features family fun events such as the 5K race, softball tournament, foam pit, street dance, cornhole tournament, and more. The details on all of this weekend's events will be on our website. And we're wrapping up tonight in Silver Bay, where they'll be hosting a community festival of their own. It's Bay Days. The weekend of fun kicked off today, and with events including a golf scramble and a parade. Tomorrow will feature the Bay to Bay 10K, not a 5K, another golf scramble, the beanbag tournament, and lighted boats display. On Sunday, events include the classic car and motorcycle show, an escape room, and finally a raffle drawing. For a full list of events, you can head to our website, cbs3duluth.com. Well, if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, a Northwest Wisconsin event has returned this year. Details on what's in store for the Spooner Rodeo in just a few minutes.
Well, best wishes to Spooner and Silver Bay and Floodwood for their festivals this weekend. I think the weather will cooperate. Today, in Duluth at least, a degree cooler than normal, but we go to a couple degrees warmer than normal tomorrow. But instead of low 90s like last weekend, I think low 80s is what we have on tap. Should be picture perfect for a lot of opinions out there. I'll talk about how long this style of weather will last coming up right after the break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Healthy Systems USA Black Friday in July sale. 2-month program, 1-month price. It's like getting 1 month for free. Buy it for yourself or split it with a friend. Lose up to 1 pound of fat a day.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
MediaCom is winning awards across the U.S., keeping you connected, keeping you safe, rising to the challenge, challenging the limits. Thanks to our award-winning employees, Never settling, never backing down, always planning ahead, and always getting better. Mediacom is proud to be named 2021 U.S. Best Managed Company by Deloitte and the Wall Street Journal.
Always ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Healthy Systems USA Black Friday in July sale. 2-month program, 1-month price. It's like getting 1 month for free. Buy it for yourself or split it with a friend. Lose up to 1 pound of fat a day.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
After being canceled last year, this rodeo is back in business. We'll give you more on that coming up.
We started today on a cold note again, but a warm spell is coming in for the weekend. Will it mean 80 or 90? We'll talk about it
tonight at 6 on CBS3.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Temperatures this morning started off on a cool note, and as I mentioned before, at 6 o'clock we'll talk a little bit about who got what. But right now, we need to focus our attention on the air quality. We're starting to run into problems with that again, especially in Minnesota. And just like last week, the problem is coming from those forest fires up in Canada, the smoke blowing to the south and then affecting our conditions here. Last week, the cure was rain on Monday, which solved the problem for about 5 days. And come this Monday, there is another chance of rain that could do the same trick, but otherwise, this air quality alert for Minnesota will be in effect at least until Monday. Keep our fingers crossed that Monday's rain chance pays off and we solve the problem once again. We'll talk more about the odds for that rain in just a bit, but first, of course, we've got to take a look at the current conditions at Duluth International Airport. The normal is 77 today, 76, also close. Relative humidity 25% is not good for those wildland fires up north. We need some more moisture. Again, we may have to wait for it till Monday. East-southeast wind right now is going 10 miles per hour, but in general, 5 to 10 will be the range. So hopefully winds don't egg on those fires too badly. Air pressure's at 30.05 inches of mercury, or 1,018 millibars, which is a notch on the higher side, and that helps explain that blue sky you're seeing over the Twin Ports here. Taking a look at the current temperatures. Keeping in mind, again, that 77 is the normal. The Upper Peninsula is bubbling under a little bit, 73 to 76. Wisconsin is bracketing normal, running 73 to 79. Hot spot right now seems to be Solon Springs. Cool spot, as usual, La Pointe, and as often is the case, Superior's in the middle at 76. 79 for Moose Lake. A little cooler in Cloquet. Anywhere from 62 to 75 up the North Shore. Iron Range numbers are running 77 to 81. And borderland numbers are bubbling just under 80 degrees. Tomorrow, many of us will be hitting 80 straight on. So we're warming up, but it's not going to be the big blazing heat wave like we had last week. High pressure in control of the upper Midwest once again is now centered roughly over Lake Superior and is keeping the sky clear in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Southwestern Minnesota had a few showers and a few clouds, but they were the exception and not the norm for folks up north here, because we've got a low to the south, one off to the west, but our high will keep them at bay through the weekend. I think it'll be sunny here for Saturday and Sunday, and temperatures near 80, as I mentioned. Monday, this low pressure system comes in from Montana, eases towards us, brings a 30 to 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms. And if it doesn't pay off Monday, it could on Tuesday, and there's a third follow-up, wrap-up chance here once we get into Wednesday. So hopefully, hook or by crook, with 3 chances coming around, we get what we need. And again, that sounds like a Rolling Stones song. Tonight in Minnesota, low temps will be going, I'm thinking about 49 to 55 with a partly cloudy sky. And for Wisconsin and Michigan, 47 to 51. Tomorrow in Wisconsin and Michigan, sunny and highs from 77 to 82. Minnesota numbers, mid-70s by the lake, low 80s inland, mostly sunny sky. That will continue into Sunday. The weekend then goes up to 82 degrees as our regional average. And then it's a little bit cooler Monday when the rain chance begins. Then it gets a little warmer Tuesday. Warmest day of the week would be Tuesday, Natalie. It's 85 degrees, and that's also the day with the best chance for the rain and the thunderstorms, 50%.
Yeah, it looks like a nice weekend ahead of us here, Dave.
Yeah, get out and enjoy.
Exactly. All right. Thanks, Dave. Two Harbors is ready to welcome back their community with their annual Heritage Days. The 4-day event includes food, vendors, music, and a parade. The Two Harbors Community Area Foundation and the Cooperative Light and Power Grants helped fund this event. Organizers say they are thrilled to welcome everybody back after canceling the event last year due to the pandemic.
I'm sure people are just wanting to get out, and we're outdoors, it's sunny, it's a beautiful weekend, and we encourage everybody to come on out and see what we've got going on.
Heritage Days will run through Sunday. For a full list of events, you can head over to our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Well, the Spooner Rodeo is back after being canceled last year due to the pandemic. The rodeo drew sellout crowds last night and expects a full house tonight and Saturday as well. It starts at 6 o'clock and goes throughout the night with acts ranging from whip tricks and trick riding. The show will feature nearly 400 contestants from more than 30 different states, all competing for a $62,000 grand prize. And a Duluth summertime favorite is kicking off tonight as well. It's the first night of movies in the park. The Greater Downtown Council event is back in Leif Erikson Park this summer. Last summer, they hosted drive-ins at the deck parking lot during the pandemic. This week's movie, which starts at 9 o'clock tonight, is The Land Before Time. You can find a full list of movies for all 8 weeks on our website. Well, it's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes from the Humane Society of Douglas County. This is Emma. Just look at those ears. She is a 4-year-old rabbit, and our friends at the shelter tell us that she is a friendly girl who just loves attention, don't we all? As a bonus, her adoption fee has already been sponsored. If you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Emma, then you can call the number listed on your screen. Still to come, the CDC changed its guidance on mask requirements in schools today. We're breaking down the changes and the potential for a booster shot right after the break.
Get 25% off our low Slumberland price. Incredible deals. Huge markdowns. Plus 25% off our low Slumberland price. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
If it's important to our nation,
the country is facing yet another unprecedented crisis.
It's on Face the Nation, making politics make sense. The why behind the biggest stories. Face the Nation on CBS.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19. And at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. Hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond. We bring the fight to the front line. The Army National Guard stands ready because sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard. We will always be there when our community needs us the most. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
By hook or by crook, after 30 years or so, I've become the longest-serving broadcast meteorologist here in this market. I've been an on and off part of it since 1986. We have a higher quotient of people who grew up in this area, lived the weather all their lives, know what's supposed to happen for each specific time of the year around here. CBS3 Live and Local, we try to live up to that, and I'm hoping people will like what they see and tell all their friends, of course.
Watch Dave Anderson weeknights at 5, 6, and every second of every day. It happens. Something big. Something worth talking about. News happens, and you can't wait for it. You need to be constantly digging, asking, hunting, wanting more. More truth. more real answers. More who, what, where, when, and why. And it's about you. It's about now. It's about wherever, whenever. At Live Local CBS3, it's about the news. Your neighborhood news.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
you can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
Anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
all of us can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
The CDC updated its guidance for schools, saying that if you're vaccinated, masks can now come off. That news comes as Pfizer makes a push for the third dose of its COVID-19 vaccine. Skylar Henry reports from the FDA headquarters in Silver Spring, Maryland, where officials say it's too soon to recommend a booster.
Pfizer is moving forward quickly, saying it'll apply to the FDA later this summer to authorize a booster for its vaccine. Though the White House says a third dose won't be coming anytime soon.
We wanted to make clear that that is not something that the American people need to plan for at this moment.
The drug maker's announcement came after a study in Israel found the vaccine becomes less effective over time, while the powerful Delta variant sweeps the globe.
These variants require a very high level of immunity. So the question is going forward, are certain subgroups, if you will, buckets, people over 70, people with medical conditions, are they going to be able to keep immunity up long enough? And we don't know that true answer yet.
Until they have that answer, the FDA says it's not rushing to authorize a third shot. The agency, along with the CDC, says fully vaccinated Americans don't need booster shots at this time.
Even with infections spiking in parts of the country, the CDC is urging schools to fully reopen this fall. Its updated guidance recommends desks be spaced 3 feet apart. But it says vaccinated teachers and students have the option to take off their masks.
Our recommendation is if you're going to remove any prevention strategies, do them one at a time and monitor to make sure that you're not having any increase in cases.
The CDC says the new guidance allows for flexibility so that school districts can fine-tune policies depending on infection levels in their communities. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Silver Spring, Maryland.
The CDC says so far less than a quarter of 12 to 15-year-olds and just over 36% of 16 and 17-year-olds are fully vaccinated nationwide.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, federal health officials weigh in after Pfizer's announcement of a third dose booster shot targeting COVID-19 variants will clear up the confusion. Plus more on the dangerous, record-breaking heat out west. Is climate change to blame for the sweltering temperatures this summer? And Steve Hartman goes on the road, how a kind-hearted woman used her sewing machine to make something extraordinary for a World War II veteran. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Culligan, our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
Uh-oh, that food container won't contain your food, so you mess with cling wraps and foil, hoping food won't spoil. Well, not anymore. Now there's Stretch and Fresh containers, the amazing food storage containers with stretch and fit lids that let you store more. Even the odd-shaped foods you couldn't put in containers before. Just stretch over the food and snap lock the lid to keep food fresh. There's even a freshness date dial to track storage time. It comes in the sizes you need to store all the foods you want with amazing storage capacity. It's freezer and microwave safe, and the containers nest for compact, stacked, space-saving storage. And right now, the 6-piece set is yours for just $19.95, and the shipping is free. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer and send a second set. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-378-1232 or go to trystretchandfresh.com. That's 1-800-378-1232 or order online at trystretchandfresh.com.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, you know, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it. You're gonna see the authenticity that I think I bring.
Watch Sports with Kelly Hinsett, weeknights on Live Local, CBS3.
This show is about connection. Not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are gonna get in the way of that.
The Kelly Clarkson Show on CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Friday evening. A little quieter down there tonight than it was last weekend. Let's take a look at today's top stories and see what's coming up tonight at 6. Tonight at 5, we brought you the latest on a structure fire in Virginia today. At this time, investigators are still trying to determine what caused the fire. No one was hurt, and crews have contained the flames at this time. And coming up tonight at 6, we head over to Spooner, Wisconsin, where the rodeo is expected to draw crowds double the size of the town. We hear from organizers in the community about what having this event back means to them. Well, that's your news at 5. The CBS3 Evening News is coming up next. We'll see you right back here tonight at 6.